Good afternoon. Yes, I said good afternoon. I know it's always the morning show, but not today. So I hope everyone's happy. I hope you got your fill of New Year's Eve shows. And my wife wanted to watch Anderson and Cohen, and I got my fill of those two guys. They have good personalities. They were drinking tequila. It was fun. A little bit of Ryan Seacrest. I wanted to see Post Malone, but I never got to. Christina Aguilar was singing and doing her thing. Kind of sucked. but then again, everyone has an opinion, right? It was fun. And this morning, the Rose Parade, I haven't even gotten to it because we have a guest and he's in the other room drinking all the champagne. But I wrote this, I corrected this poem early in the morning, and I just need to get it out, distribute it to all the different sites, and then I'll go back and join them. So today's poem is called, oh boy, what the hell happened to my poem? The title is, I'm going to take a trip back in time. I'm going to take a trip back in the distant time. There is no telling what I will find. Perhaps battlefields that keep raging on, but after that, settle down. Then I will visit Mr. Albert Einstein's, since he is the only man I'm most interested in right now. I will discuss physics and the other subjects way into the misty night. The second person will be that one warrior, Genghis Khan. He had a love of horses, and funny enough, so do I. I will ask him where his thirst for power came from. Was it really in his blood, or did he just come up with it in due time? I will find and have a conversation with Mr. Tesla about wireless technology for everyone here on Earth, and also what was his secret in his secret trunks that were lost to time. I can only imagine the secrets there that all came from your amazing mind. I will let him know how things after he died came about. I know he would be disappointed. Well, that is just too bad. Mankind was not ready for his inventions. Too many people were there to prevent them. But then we talked. I told him what came about, and finally the world came around. How his ideas are being heard and discussed. I will then swing by and speak to Mr. Freud about the matters of the mind and his theories about psychology, psychiatry, and how Jung did not like them. Oh well, he would say, that's life. Mr. Freud, you started the psychiatry, and you could imagine how many people you helped. If only I could stay and tell you more. But I have to go. There are still more visitors that I might see. All I have to do is take a small peek on how you heal them all in due time. Mental illness is treated now with meds of all different kinds. When he was practicing, the word bipolar was not yet invented, or PST for that matter. But his work did shine a light that still shines bright. Also, the world of conjuncture, buddy, I heard, all leads to managing conditions now just fine. This may surprise you, but Mr. Leonardo da Vinci will be on my list. Also the sculptor Michelangelo. I wish to speak with him about the Mona Lisa and who was she, and tell him how this art is still a mystery. And Michelangelo, how did you ever come up with that beautiful statue of David? I don't want to get near men that were soldiers. For all you know, they might pull out their revolvers. I want to get back to prehistoric times, since I wish to see some dinosaurs, Tyrannosaurus rex for one, and raptors, and more like saber-toothed tigers in early caveman. The fauna must be beautiful then. I will talk philosophy with Chinaman Lao Tzu, and most likely Confucius too, and save an entire day to meditate with Buddha if he will let me. That would be great and also insane. I will compare notes with Mr. Alan Watts and ask him what's with his fancy get-up and let him know that he is still loved to this day since you were one of the best. I will let him know how sad the world was when he departed so young and thank him for the lectures he left behind. I want to say hello to Morgan the Pirate and also Blackbeard. We'll drink rum and we will try to convince him to be a little nicer. So many men from another time. I'm so interested, so I will take it slow. Who exactly is keeping score? And also some women like Madame Curie. She's credited discovery of radioactivity. She died for all that work. It poisoned her. For this she received the Nobel Prize. Isn't that so quaint and a big surprise? Cleopatra, the famous mother, Mary, they were famous and sometimes a bit scary. They all have their own stories to be told. I just can't fit them all in my trips. I haven't that long. I will swing by one of England's palaces and dine with Queen Victoria. I want to discuss the Irish famine, ask her about her schemes and all the children she married off, and what was her trip. Do you think I would not forget Mr. Gandhi? No, he is on my list since he was so kind and dandy. Maybe Abraham, Moses, and Joseph, and yes, Jesus. I know your thing about him. I give them much respect and explain that our religion and people are still here. Nothing has changed. There are many, many more, but I just can't mention them all. Of course, some authors. There's Jules Verne. He had a beard, and that's for sure, with an imagination as big as the moon. The last person I'm going to mention is this. What I will is say the name of the last that I have missed, and that is Mr. Shakespeare. I want to ask him to give me tips on my poetry so I can be famous as him. That is it, my friends. I'm now back home. Oh, Mr. Hemingway and some of his friends, Anais Nin, Lawrence of Arabia, Ian Fleming and Harry Miller, and the Russian authors Tolstoy and Dostoevsky and Gogol. It's been quite a journey on that road. I learned so much on this lovely morn. I'm not sure if I will go back in time soon, but I know I will. It's just so cool since there are so many others that I want to hear from all day and all year for a very long time. Thank you. I hope you liked my poem and please be sharing.